It's one of the biggest policy reversals in Justin Trudeau's tenure.
We're announcing that we will reduce the number of immigrants we bring in over the next 3 years.
A drastic swing from a government that for years rapidly increased immigration, which was set to culminate in 2025 and 2026. Canada had planned to accept 500,000 permanent residents annually. Now that number will be slashed by more than 20%, decreasing every year until 2027, when a total of 365,000 people will get permanent residency.
While we are still and continue to be an open country, that volume that we have put forward is something that is of concern.
One concern the Bank of Canada has repeatedly highlighted about immigration, how new immigrants, through no fault of their own, have been a major contributor to increasing rents and house prices relative to how many houses are being built. But Mark Miller warns addressing immigration alone won't fix all affordability issues.
It is also undeniable that the volume of migration has contributed to affordability, but there's some nuance there. You can't go around saying that all the ills of society are caused by immigration.
Canada's population is now projected to decline by 0.2% in the next 2 years, which according to StatsCan would be the first time since Confederation that the number of people in Canada would decline.
He destroyed the best immigration system in the world, a system that had a common sense consensus of Conservatives and Liberals for 150 years.
The Canadian population has been growing by roughly 3% annually, by far the most in the G7, and one of the fastest in the world, in part due to businesses asking for additional workers to fill previous labor shortages.
Businesses should no longer rely on cheap foreign labor. My message to them is that there is no better time to hire and invest in Canadian workers.
Which experts worry could be harder in the future with a smaller labor pool.
So the people who depend on hiring immigrants, who depend on selling stuff to newcomers, they're going to feel some pain.
And Mackenzie is with me now. Mackenzie, what did the Prime Minister say today about that caucus meeting yesterday when some of his MPs confronted him about his leadership?
Yeah, those rebels, Donna, gave the Prime Minister until Monday to decide if he's going to step down. And I asked about Mr. Trudeau on his timeline this morning. So are you planning on staying as Prime Minister past October 28th?
Yes. We're going to continue to have great conversations about what is the best way to take on Pierre Poilievre in the next election. But that'll happen with me as leader going into the next election.
So that's pretty clear, Donna, and that led to this afternoon where one of the only Liberals to publicly call for Mr. Trudeau to resign, PEI Sean Casey, told us he's moving on from the fight.
Now I've got to take my energy and direct them to winning my seat and not on internal party matters. As far as I'm concerned, it's closed.
But other MPs like Wayne Long from New Brunswick are disappointed that Trudeau took so little time to reflect on their concerns, the very ones that started all of this internal Liberal drama. But the letter that they presented to Mr. Trudeau yesterday didn't outline any consequences attached to the Monday ultimatum. So right now, Donna, it's not clear what those MPs see as their next move, if they even have one.
Okay, Mackenzie in Ottawa, thanks.